I want Jalen Carter. I want Jalen Carter. I want Jalen Carter. There was a scout. Was it Daniel Jeremiah? It was somebody. He had me drooling over this. I know Dane Brugler has him number one.
Watching the tape and seeing how he affects a game and how, I mean, there are clips of him beating triple teams.
You know the word he used? I've never, ever.
Bowling ball with knives.
No, I've never heard this comp in a scouting report before.
Okay.
Teleport.
Oh. That's a good word.
He said he moves from gap to gap so fast, it's like he's teleporting.
Well, we got to see 3 years of that.
Oh, wow.
We got to see 3 years of that with Tommy Harris before the injuries were too much.
Yeah, more 2 years.
Okay, 2 years.
2 years of that next level stuff. And it wasn't just that. Like his timing of the snap, it became guesswork later rather than timing. It was more just kind of guessing.
Yeah.
But when he had it, it was like Jake Arrieta's slider cutter. It's like when he had the feel for that, it was magic.
Watching him discard a guard and then that first step that Tommy Harris would make towards the quarterback. And then you look up and he was on the quarterback. Jalen Carter, watching his tape, and his stats actually don't tell the story of how destructive of a player he was at Georgia. But when you see the way that offenses and offensive lines protections were allocated to trying to stop him, you understand. Now, yes, in the CFP, there were some questions about whether or not he was in shape, if he was in good cardiovascular shape. To his credit, he admitted in the semifinal that he wasn't, and that he then spent the next 2 weeks getting himself prepared. And I appreciate that. I appreciate him saying I wasn't doing what I needed to do. I saw that I wasn't doing what I needed to do, so I'm going to go do what I need to do.
773. Top 5 is too high for Carter. He'd have to be Aaron Donald or Sapp. That's what we're talking about.
By the way, Aaron Donald was drafted, 13th?
But that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Like, understand.
Why do you think we brought up the name Tommy Harris?
Yeah, that Dane Brugler has him number 1. He has him as the number 1 player in this draft. That's why top 5. You know, yes, that's exactly what we're talking about here.
Yeah, and if you saw him more than just the CFP, you know what we're talking about. I'm still like, look, there are no wrong answers for the Bears. None. There are no wrong answers. If they want to trade with Houston and then trade with Indy, and end up with the 4th pick and a whole bunch of other picks, and then draft Jalen Carter, fine. If they want to draft Will Anderson, fine. If they want to go lower, they want to make a trade with Carolina and end up at 9 with all extra picks and draft offensive line, fine. There are no wrong answers here because of everything that's wrong with their team. The only wrong answer would be quarterback. Everything else is on the table for the Bears. This is a good tight end draft, for example. And there's a projection of 4 tight ends going in the first round.
They mostly look like Y tight ends, though. Like the ones that we're seeing, the Notre Dame kid is probably a better version of Kmet. And then Georgia's got 6 guys of varying sizes and speeds.
And the one you want isn't available.
Right.
The one you want is still has to play another year of football. Or 2, another year of football, and then he can come out.
No, but there's Washington, like the 6'7", 280-pound guy, like easy 280.
Yeah.
Like
lean.
Yeah.
Lean 280.
There's that, and then you've got your classic Kmet sort of upgrade kind of thing. It looks like the Bears are probably set at solid B-level Y tight end.
Okay.
But now if you want to find a move guy in there,
you do need to find one, and you need help. You need better pass catchers overall. So there's no wrong answers here except for quarterback for the Bears. And We'll see how all of this plays out and what they value. It seems to me, and the people that we've talked to throughout this process have leaned heavily into, if you're starting over and you're rebuilding a defense, yes, a player like Will Anderson would be nice, but if you've got the game-wrecking 3 technique, go get the 3 technique.
That's where
and
I am.
start there.
I'll find an edge. I'll find there's edge guys there's always.
Yeah, but they're not though.
There
are, but they're not.
I mean, if you're telling me he's Micah Parsons, if Will Anderson is Micah Parsons,
Will Anderson's pretty special.
If he's Micah Parsons, then you've got some questions you got to ask. But that guy in the middle could be generational.
I'm probably with you on this, that you need the interior of your line to be built first. But I would just say that don't sleep on the Will Anderson tape either.